But anyway, speaking about Poole, this is what Draymond, I don't know if y'all heard this, but this is what Draymond Green said on hit the podcast with him and Baron Davis. He made a mention about the Pelicans, in particular Poole, the same dude he punched down. I don't see how he got away with that, but at the same time, he punched down the guy, and this is what he had to say. Put in one in the chat if y'all.
Traded C.J. McCollum, Kelly Olynyk, and a future second-round pick to the Washington Wizards for Jordan Poole, Sadiq Bey, and the number 40 overall pick in the second round of the NBA draft. What does this trade mean for both teams? Draymond, what does it mean for the Pelicans?
What this means for the Pelicans is that Joe D's coming in. He's making some changes. He wanted to see, acquire some young talent in Jordan Poole to see if he can still make it work with next to the Zions, Trey, Herb Jones, see if you can put it together with these young guys. I think so when I look at this Pelicans, this move, you got DeJounte will be coming off an Achilles injury. When I look at this Pelican move, I like it. I think when you add a talent like Jordan Poole, CJ is kind of who CJ is. Jordan still has room for growth. I don't think we've seen the best of his growth yet. And I think getting in an organization like New Orleans under Joe Dumars' leadership, with Willie Green as the coach, I think will be a really good situation for him. I think Washington, the first year he spent adjusting. Last year, he had a really good year numbers-wise, but when you're on that team, it don't matter. And so I think, when I look at this for the Pelicans, I look at this as a net positive. You didn't have to go crazy from a salary cap standpoint. I think Jordan may make a little less than CJ or right around the same amount, but yeah, I think you still got time for him to prove himself. A couple more years left on his deal. 2 or 3 more years left on his deal. I think he still got time to prove himself, and with some young guys who also looking to take that next step. And so I think they become a team that you got to watch out for in the West.
Right.
They got a lot of talent. They can put it together. They're gonna creep up and can possibly have a good year. So that's what I think this move means for the Pelicans.
Okay, Draymond. Okay. All right, Draymond. I had to dip the glasses on right quick because Draymond a Pel hater. You're a Pelican hater. I mean, he don't like the Pels. He called them soft, and Pelicans ain't gonna do nothing. Goddamn Pelicans ain't gonna sneak up on nobody. But now he's saying they're gonna sneak up on somebody. Because, man, listen, man, a lot of stuff twisting and turning. But you need leadership. You need somebody that's respected. I mean, like I said, man, I've said this before about the leadership of the team to be taken serious. You got to have somebody that's leading you that been to the promised land. Just being straight up and down. You got a guy that's a top 50 NBA legend running your team. He just not a player turned exec. He won it as an exec, so he has that going on. He's not perfect, but at the same time, you can't deny the fact that the guy is a legend, and in majority of the time he's successful, he's won. Regardless of how you see Joe Dumars, he's better than anything you ever had at the executive level. Anything. You go back into the laughable executive history of the Pelicans, and you really don't. This guy is by far shoulders, legs, everything over anybody. I mean, you go back in the nasty history of the Pelicans exec, Dell Demps, Bowers, Griffin, just absolute trash. But at the end of the day, you get respect because the man going to craft the team a certain kind of way. We would have a new coach if it wasn't for the owner. You at least a nice man. If you didn't have that going on, you'd had a new coach here. But you do have a new assistant coach, don't you, Pels Nation? We did get a new coach in, and the guy comes over from Syracuse, passionate guy. He has a reputation of being an intelligent. He was head coach in college. There's some positive things there, and he is a hire for the Pelicans, and he links to the new administration, right? He is not one of these guys that is like a cool Willie guy. This guy links to the Pelicans de facto general manager, Troy Weaver. So Weaver's a guy that kind of has a connection there because they were both assistant coaches at Syracuse. So it's going to be interesting to see where that takes the Pels. He's also, I think, the head of the player development. They're coming through the door with Weaver ties. So at some point, man, you got to provide insurance. You can't drive without insurance. Somebody hit you and then your car totaled, then you got no money to fix it. You got to have insurance. What's the insurance if Willie Green or when Willie Green fails as the head coach? What do you pivot to? What then you didn't do? So this is the thing that we have to be concerned about. But Draymond Green actually giving the Pelicans and saying they're going to sneak up on people some love there, because listen, the Pelicans have a team. They have talent. The pressure is on Willie Green. There's not a coach in the NBA. Got to be the number one guy on the hot seat is definitely Willie Green. People used to say Chicago. They read up with the Chicago coach. They gave Billy Donovan, a multi-year deal? Chicago read up on him. The guy that's really on the hot seat is Willie Green. Willie Green, either you know what, or get up off the pot. My thing is he'll get up off that pot. He gonna get up off that damn pot quick. Let me tell you something. We got to get this. But anyway, Draymond Green. Shout out to Draymond, giving Pels some credit about having Poole here. Poole is an instant scorer. He brings a lot. He should schematically and commonsensically and responsibly fit well within the gravity that is Zion Williamson. Most shooters supposed to. Trey Murphy, even if Jay Hawk get an opportunity to get some shots off, these guys should fit well next to the gravity of Zion, because Zion pulls those guys and you get open shots here or there situated. Plus, getting them to be better defensively, cut down on the turnovers, be smart on that offensive side, which is it's a little too much to ask from Willie. But listen, this is the season where we'll have a lot of purging going on. So either he do it right or be shown the dough. So I'm happy about that. I am not down the least damn bit about that. What y'all think about that? Draymond Green giving a shout out to the Pels on that. That's all right. All right, Draymond. I see you, brother. I see you think that. All right.